If you are considering doing business with the government, this video is going to really break it down and show you the pros and cons of doing business with the government and doing business in the commercial industry, right? So private and public, right? We're really going to break those down and let you know, which one is obviously the best. And then you can decide, how to move forward with your business. If you're new to the channel, my name is Desmond Acha, founder of USA Contract Solutions, where we specialize in helping businesses win government contracts. So in this video, we're going to really breaking down the pros and cons of the government industry and the commercial industry, right? So private sector and public sector, right? Public sector is obviously government, right? And the private sector is individual businesses like yourself, okay? So let's break it down. Let's first talk about the processes, right? Processes. In the government industry, there's a process for everything, all the way from when the president signs the budget, all the way to contractors are paid for their services, right? There's a process for all those different steps. And if you feel like you were treated unfairly anywhere in that process, right, you can always litigate, and they will obviously investigate and make sure you were not treated unfairly, because it is taxpayer dollars and it must be fair, because it's literally your money. As a taxpayer dollars, it is your money. So they have processes in place to ensure that they're using those dollars correctly, right? Now in the commercial side, right, there's kind of no processes. It's kind of like everybody got their own process that they do. You see what I'm saying? If you try to litigate, who knows what's right and what's wrong, right? It's like in the government side, it's black and white. It's black or white. There's no gray area, black or white. Either you did it or you didn't do it, right? Either you followed the rules or you didn't follow the rules, right? There's no gray area. Right now, there might be a gray area based on your interpretation of the rules, but still, there's really no gray area, right? On the commercial side, ain't no black and white, it's all gray, right? This person might do it this way, this person does it this way, right? So if you believe that you were treated unfairly, there's really no way to litigate, okay? So I would say, as far as processes goes, right, the government side gets 1 point and the commercial gets 0 points, right? Now let's talk about reliable payments, right? So as far as payments, the government is always going to pay you on time, okay? Like they will always pay you on time as long as you submit your invoice correctly, right? If you submit your invoice incorrectly, well, guess what? They have to fix it. It might be some delays, right? If you submit it correctly and they pay you late, right, you can actually charge them interest for your late payment, right? Now in the commercial side, right, sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early, but you never know, right? Sometimes you might have to chase down the contractor to get paid, right? Because they want to, skip out on you, right? So in the commercial side, it's up for grabs. You might get paid, you might not get paid. No one really knows, right? You just hope you get paid, right? In the commercial side, you do a job, you will get paid 100% of the time, right? And if they're late on payment, guess what? You can charge them interest as long as you submitted the invoice correctly the first time, okay? So the real question is, as far as commercial side, right, how much money are you actually setting aside for bad debt? If you're in the commercial side, you know that, hey, sometimes you might not get paid all the way. So let me actually set some money aside right here to cover the bad debt to write off at the end of the year. In the government side, really no bad debt. It's either you quoted the project correctly or you quoted the project wrong and you lost money. If you lost money, that's your fault for losing money, right? Not the government side for not paying you. You see what I'm saying? So as far as payment, right, and reliability of payment on time, right, government sides gets 1 point, commercial sides gets 0 points, right? Now as far as repeat business, right, good thing about government marketplace is that they're always buying the same services over and over and over again. Literally think about it, right? They have to support the troops, there's mission critical things that they need to do, like maintain the buildings, build new buildings, relocate stuff. Like they're always doing something, right? So there's always opportunity to do business in the government side, right? Now in the commercial side, right, it's usually based on who you know in your relationships, right? In the commercial side, because they might buy from you one day and then tomorrow buy from somebody else, right? And just say, hey, I like this price better, right? So as far as repeat business, the government side, they always have opportunity for repeat business, and since they have processes in place, right, you can leverage those processes to keep getting those repeat businesses, right, and make sure you treat it fair. In the commercial side, there's no processes, so they can say, you know what, I'm gonna go over here because you're not that good, or I like this person better than I like you, right? There's a lot of emotions, in the commercial side. In the government side, it's based on the facts. Like, hey, what are the facts, right? Like, who's the best price in the marketplace? Okay, we're going with you instead. You see what I'm saying? So that's also why I like government, because it's very based on facts. Commercial side, it's like, it's wishy-washy, back and forth. You don't really know, right? On the other hand, commercial companies, right, are more willing to take risk, okay? As far as repeat business, on the commercial side, they're more willing to take risks and try a new solution out, try a new company out. The government, they're not taking risks. No, right? So as far as repeat business, I would still give the point to the government because, yes, they don't take as much risk on, small, newer businesses, right? But they do offer a lot of opportunities to have repeat business over and over and over again. On the commercial side, they're more willing to take risks on a new company, right? And try them out, but they're not obligated to keep using you over and over again. I mean, the government is not obligated to use you over and over and over again, but on the commercial side, they can literally like go somewhere else if they choose to. Even if they already don't business with you, they can literally say, hey, we're cutting the contract right now, we're gonna go over here instead. So I like the government side because it's more reliable, right? So as far as government, you have 1 point for processes, 1 point for payment, and 1 point for repeat businesses. Right now, what about reliable clients, right? Who's a more reliable client, right? Well, the government has been in business for 245 years. Okay, name one company that's been in business for 245 years. Zero, right? In the commercial side, companies come and go all the time, right? You're constantly chasing for new clients because maybe your client went out of business or they relocated. Whatever the case may be, you're constantly chasing that new client all the time, and it's honestly annoying. Imagine if you're doing cold calling, right? You're cold calling new clients all the time, trying to find a new business to sell to, trying to find a new person to sell to, right? In the government side, you sell to one person. They're the biggest buyer, the biggest spender in the business for a very long time, 245 years, right? So government gets that point, right? Now, the right to appeal. Let's say something happens, right? And you want to appeal, and protest a decision, or like you want to appeal something, right? In the government side, if you were not treated fairly, right, you can always, appeal the decision and say, hey, I want someone else to look at this, right, and make sure I was treated fairly, right? You can always appeal, right? In the commercial side, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee in the commercial side. There's literally zero guarantee. There's no processes in place. There's no way to litigate. It's based on what he said, she said, right? Like, so government sides gets the point for sure because you can always appeal the decision if you feel like you were treated unfairly. Okay, now let's talk about the buying cycle, right? Like, what's the buying cycle for the commercial and for the government, right? Well, commercial companies, they can make quicker decisions, right? They're more nimble. They can make left and right, without really having to go too much into the details, making different processes, right? On the government side, right, there's actually buying cycles, in the government market, right? And it can vary because they have processes to follow, right? That's why it's unrealistic to start a business and expect to make your first $2 or $3 million in your first year because you're still trying to understand how the government contracting process works. Now, can you do that in your first year? Absolutely, you definitely can, right? I'm just saying, like, it's unrealistic for every other small business, right? That's just brand new, mom and pop. It's very unrealistic for them, but for people like me, we can definitely do it in the first year, right? So as far as buying cycle, the government has cycles, right? They have 4 quarters, right? First, second, third, and fourth, and in each quarter, once you understand the marketplace, you know that in the first quarter they're really preparing, to really start spending money. Second and third, that's when everything is hot. They're spending a lot of money. Fourth quarter, they're trying to spend the last bit of money and slow it and really dial things down to start back up in the first quarter, right? So the government side, as far as buying cycles, is very predictable. On the commercial side, it's very unpredictable, right? Commercial side, they are able to make quicker decisions, based on instinct on how they feel and so on. So that's tough on buying cycle. I think I'm gonna give it to the government because it's more predictable in the government side. The commercial side, you really can't predict, when the company is gonna buy and so on, right? In the government side, you know when they're buying. You literally know when they're buying because there's processes in place to let you know that they're buying, right? For instance, look at the forecast list. You can literally start planning, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in advance for a particular contract that's coming up in the future. In the commercial side, you don't know. You literally don't know, right? So I'll give the point, to the government side, okay? Then the government is killing it right now. Let's even get some points on the commercial side, right? Now, as far as reputation, right? Businesses are taken more seriously once the government is your customer, right? So imagine my business, right? We are taken a lot more seriously when we tell people, hey, we do business with the government. Because for the government to give you a contract, you gotta have your stuff in a row. You gotta have your stuff together. You see what I'm saying? On the commercial side, companies with big names control the marketplace. That's the reason. They all control the marketplace, right? Those big companies, you see them everywhere. Apple, Microsoft, they control the marketplace, right? So it's hard for a small business to be taken seriously in the commercial side. In the government side, right? Doesn't matter if you're a $1 million a year company or $100 million a year company. It don't matter. If you're in the government space and doing business with the government, you got some respect. You see what I'm saying? So as far as reputation, like the government side is actually better as far as reputation because it makes you better for the commercial space anyways. And plus, when you try to go sell your company, right? Like just the fact that you have Department of Army as a potential as your customer on your business, increases the value exponentially, right? So you definitely, have a stronger reputation, when you're doing business with the government, right? And the commercial side is based on, who are the biggest companies in this industry already. They are the go-to, their reputation is stronger, and it's harder for the small business to break into those industries because the big names are already in there, right? As far as buying power, right? Who has more buying power? Listen, the government spends $4 trillion in 1 year, every single year, like literally like clockwork. $4 trillion, boom, 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 right? Commercial side, no company is spending $4 trillion a year, like literally none, right? As far as buying power, the government blows that out of the water, right? So they're obviously, they get the point, right? Now, as far as small businesses, right? Who has more small businesses, right? Either the commercial or the government, right? Well, in America, there's approximately 30 million businesses in America today, right? Out of those 30 million businesses, right, 2/3 of them have no employees, okay? So about 20 million of them have no employees. They're just little companies by themselves, just sitting there in a lot of land and stuff like that, right? About 10 million real companies actually have employees, and constantly changing, evolving, and growing, right? So out of those 10 million businesses, 1 to 2 million businesses are actually pursuing government contracts, okay? So out of 30 million businesses, only 2 million of them are pursuing government contracts, and most of those 2 million businesses are all small businesses. There's approximately 20,000 companies that have more than 500 employees. 20,000 companies, more than 500 employees, right? So if you have under 500 employees, you are technically still a small business, right? In terms of government, right? In the commercial side, you're a big company at that point, right? So as far as number of businesses, in the commercial side, you have 30 million businesses, right, that are pursuing for work, constantly competing with each other, right, like price gouging and stuff like that, right? In the government side, you only have 2 million businesses pursuing $7 trillion, right? Earlier I said $4 trillion a year. It's really $7 trillion a year that the government is spending, right? So you have 2 million companies pursuing $7 trillion in the government side. In the commercial side, you have 30 million businesses competing with each other, right? Rather than 2 million businesses competing with each other. You see what I'm saying? So I think that as far as number of businesses, the government takes the cake, because out of 2 million businesses pursuing $7 trillion, if you broke down the middle, you have 2 million businesses each getting $3.5 million every single year annually. You see what I'm saying? So there's more opportunity in the government side. Now, if you look deeper into those numbers, right, you will find out that out of those 2 million companies that are doing government contracts, half of them have no idea what they're doing, right? The 2 million simply comes from numbers of businesses registered in SAM, right? Now, you can be registered in SAM and win 0 contracts, but you're still part of the 2 million, right? So realistically, I would be generous and say probably about 1 million businesses are actually winning government contracts, right? So 1 million businesses pursuing $7 trillion annually. That's $7 million at a bare minimum that a company can make a year in the government space. But obviously there's bigger companies, making $20 billion contracts, right? And some businesses only making $10,000 contracts, right? So obviously the numbers varies when you go inside the details. But more of the story is this, okay? If you are considering doing business with the government and you want to know, what's better, commercial or government, I hope this video showed you that the government just takes their cake, okay? The government is obviously better. They're the biggest buyer, the biggest spender. They buy everything. They have processes for everything, right? So if you simply follow the processes, you will succeed, right? They have reliable payments. They always pay you on time. You have the opportunity to get repeat business, right? They're also a reliable client. They've been in business for what, 245 years? Yes, I'm going to do business with you guys because you guys are more consistent. I can actually build a business depending on you because I know you're going to be there, right? With another company, if you're doing commercial side, if they go out of business, guess what? Your business out of business. You see what I'm saying? So government is for sure 100%. That's the way I'm going, right? Now, the right to appeal, the same thing. The government side, they have processes in place to appeal decisions that were not in your favor if you felt you were cheated, right? On the commercial side, he say, she say, I don't know, different rules, different governing things. It's just different on the commercial side, right? Now, in the buying cycles, the commercial side, they do have the ability to buy a whole lot quicker. They can go buy a new building today, right? The government, they might take 2 years to figure that out, where to build this building at. You see what I'm saying? So the buying cycle is definitely different, in the commercial versus the government side. But I would still give that point to the government because it's predictable. I'd rather know how to predict rather than, be moving quicker, right? Because now if you can predict it, you can predict the future and then just wait for the future to come to you. In the commercial side, you can't really predict because is changing every single day. You see what I'm saying? And as far as reputation, government contracting just gives you the strongest reputation because it shows other businesses you've been tested, you're validated, like you are doing business with the United States government, you're a real business. You see what I'm saying? The commercial side, it's all about the big names and stuff like that, right? And the buying power, the government, nobody's spending money like the government. They're spending $7 trillion every year. Like no company is doing those kind of numbers, so it just makes sense to go to where they're spending the most money. And as far as numbers of businesses, the entire small business landscape is 30 million businesses in the United States right now, whether they're doing public or private sector, it doesn't matter. There's 30 million businesses as a whole, all competing for new revenue, right? The question is, do you want to compete with there's only 2 million businesses competing for $7 trillion, or do you want to compete with other, 30 million businesses, right? I'd rather compete with 2 million businesses pursuing $7 trillion, a lot more opportunity there. So I hope this video gave you some clarity, on the pros and cons of, commercials and government, right? Now you can let me know what you guys think is better in the comments below. If you get any kind of advice from this video, please like the video, literally smash that like button. Okay, we make these videos because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to win government contracts, and I don't want it to be you. So I'm going to do my best to ensure that you know exactly step by step how to win government contracts, and all I ask in return is that you like the video. That's it. Or subscribe to the channel, but please like the video first. Okay, thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.